Hey everyone, Tarun here, and today we are talking about Java strings. So, in this section, we are going to be talking about the string class and its objects. We're also going to be talking about some important and utility methods present inside our string class. We'll talk about how to create strings using the new keyword and how exactly they work inside our string pool as well. We're going to also be talking about how to extract characters from these strings, about the string builder class, and finally we'll do a comparison between the character arrays and strings. And obviously, while we are at it, we'll practice a lot of problems to get a better understanding of Java strings. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Hey everyone, Tarun here, and today we are going to be talking about the string class in Java. So the string class class in Java represents character strings. So basically, if you have a sequence of characters representing some text or alphanumerical characters, then you would be using the string class objects to store it. All string literals in Java programs, such as this ABC or any other string literal, are implemented as instances of this class. Strings in Java are immutable. So let us try to understand this with the help of a program. So let's say that I have this program, and in it I declare a string, let's say string s is equal to hello. You would be using the string class objects to store it. All string literals in Java programs, such as this ABC or any other string literal, are implemented as instances of this class. Strings in Java are immutable. So let us try to understand this with the help of a program. So let's say that I have this program, and in it I declare a string, let's say string s is equal to hello. And let me just print the value of s. So now when I execute this program, you will see that I get hello printed to the output, which is the expected output, obviously. So what's happening over here is this hello. This is a string literal. This is a string literal. And this string literal is being stored as an instance of the string class only. So this is actually being stored as an instance, as an object of the string class. So when I say string s is equal to hello, this instance gets stored inside the s variable over here. And thus when I print the value of s, I simply get hello to the output. Now further, let's say I want to print the length of s as well. So I can simply print s dot length. What it will do is it will simply tell me the length of this string. So the length of the string is 5. Now further, there are many more methods that are available to us, and we'll be looking at a lot of such utility methods in the coming videos. But before that, let us try to understand how this string is being stored in the Java memory. So each string, so for example, over here, hello, each string, when it is being stored inside the memory, it gets indices assigned to it. So the very first indice is the 0, and then 1, then 2, 3, and 4, much like the arrays. So if I try to access the character at, let's say, the first index, then I would get E as my result. If I try to access the character at the fourth index, I would get 4 as my result. Let's try it out. So if I say s dot char at, let's say 1, then I should ideally get E as my result. So let me print it, and let's see, we get the result as E. Similarly, if I try to print s dot char at 4, you will see that I get the result as O. Now further, as I said that these string literals are also instances of the string class only, so I can directly call methods on these instances as well. So let's say I have a string hello world, and since this is an object of the string class only, I can directly call methods by simply using the dot operator. So I can say dot, and you can see I get so many options over here. Let us first try out the length method only. And when I call the length method, you can see that I'll get the result as 11, which is the length of the string hello world. So this proves that each of the string literals are being interpreted in Java as objects of string classes only. So that's it for the introduction. We will be looking at a lot more methods and we'll get a better understanding of what strings are and how we can play around with them in Java in the coming videos. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hey everyone, I'm Tarun and today we are going to be talking about the string pool in Java. So the string pool is the area in the heap memory where the string literals are stored. So let us try to understand this with an example. So let's say that I have a code over here that says string s1 is equal to string abc. So now what happens when I execute this statement in memory is that I have a string pool inside my heap memory. And inside that, I get a string ABC, and that string is then referenced by a variable called S1. Now similarly, let's take it one step further. Let's say that I write this statement string S2 is equal to ABC, and then what happens in the memory is that I get another variable called S2. But this S2 will not get a new ABC string literal assigned to it. Instead, it will be referencing the same ABC inside the string pool. So this such management by JVM allows Java to save space and memory and make it more efficient. Now let's take this one step further. Let's say I have a third string S3 is equal to DEF. Now this will obviously create a new object entirely, S3 referencing another string DEF inside the memory. Now let's say that I reassign S2 to another string called hello world. So since S1 and S2 are referencing to both the same string literal ABC, if the value of this ABC were to be reassigned, it would affect S1 as well. And for that reason, all strings in Java are immutable by nature. So when I execute this statement, what will happen is we will end up getting a new string literal hello world inside the string pool, and only the binding, only the reference of S2 will be changed. The S1 variable will still be binded to the original string literal ABC. That will not change. All strings in Java are immutable by nature. That means whenever we perform any operations on them, it's not the strings that are getting changed, it is the references of the variables that will be changed. And all of this string pool resides actually in the heap memory only. So all of this was happening inside the heap memory. Now let us take it one step further even. Let us try to understand strings being constructed using the new keyword. So there is a second way to create strings in Java, that is using the new keyword. It says that we can also create new strings using the new keyword. These strings do not reside in the string pool. Instead, they are created and stored in the heap memory. So let us try to understand this with the example as well. So let's say I have these statements. I have these three variables S1, S2 and S3. referencing to three different strings ABC, hello world and DEF respectively. All of this entire string pool and everything else resides in the heap memory only. Now let us say that I execute another statement. Let's say string S4 is equal to new string ABC. So notice that I have used the new keyword over here. So now when you create a string using the new keyword, what happens is that this will not go to the string pool. What this will do is it will create a new variable S4, and that will be assigned to a string object inside the heap memory which exists outside the string pool. So the string that we have created using the new keyword, this ABC, this has created a string object that resides in the heap memory, but the thing is that it exists outside the string pool. So this is the another way of creating strings. So now let us try to verify it once, how it works and whether it really works or not as well. So let's say that I have, let me open up my IDE. So let's create a string. Let's say S1 is equal to ABC, and let's say string S2 is also equal to ABC. Now let us try to check whether these two are equal. So notice that we have not used the new keyword yet. So if I just write S1 is equal to S2, and let me just print whether or not these are equal. So if they are equal, I will print equal, else I'll just print not equal. So if I run this program, you will see that I get the output as equal, because when I executed this, S1 and S2 both were referencing to the same object in the string pool, that was ABC. Now let us say that now I create a new string using the new keyword. So let me say string S3 is equal to new string ABC. And now instead of comparing S2, I will compare S3. And now when I execute this program, you will see that I get the output. Okay, my bad, I'm sorry. Now when I execute it, you see the output that we get is not equal. So what happened was that the S1 variable and the S2 variable were both pointing to the same string, that was ABC, and this was residing inside the string pool. So this was all inside the string pool. Now when I had created a third variable S3, and since I created it with the new keyword, this string resided outside the string pool. So we got another object ABC, but this was a different object. So S3 was pointing to this. So that is why when I had originally checked whether S1 is equal to S2, I ended up with the output equal, because both S1 and S2 were pointing to the same object. However, when I compared S1 and S3, I got the output as not equal. The reason for that is because S1 is pointing to this ABC string literal, and S3 is pointing to this ABC string literal, which exists outside the string pool. However, all of this is still inside the heap memory only. Now let us say that I still want to find a way to be able to compare these strings. Even though they are different objects, they hold the same value, that is ABC. So the way to compare them is to use a different function. So let me write if S1 dot equals S3 and then the bracket, and now let me execute this program, and you can see that I get the output as equal. So even though S1 and S3 refer to completely two different objects containing the values ABC, I still get the output as equal. So we have used the equals method over here defined on the string classes. This equal method allows us to check, to compare the contents of the string rather than the object references. The double equal comparison, this checks the objects, whether the objects being referred are the same. The equals method does not check the objects themselves, it rather checks the contents of the objects, and thus we get the output as equal in this case. So that's it for string pool and strings using new. Hope you understood it, hope you learned something new with this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hey everyone, I'm Tarun, and today we are going to be talking about some of the important